At the beginning of this series, I shared with you some tips on how to have a garden full of lush, healthy plants. And it all gets down to something that's very, very important. You see, healthy plants will only occur when they're growing in healthy soil. So enriching your soils, spending your money, spending your time on building them up in the beginning is vitally important. And adding things like soil improvers, compost, mulch, even manures and trace elements will all make a big difference. Can be a bit daunting because collectively they can be quite expensive. But there is another way to go to boost the soil microbes and biome in such a way that everything is tilted towards your advantage so that you end up with lush, healthy plants and you don't have to go through all of that hard work. Don't get me wrong, adding compost to soils before planting, mulching your topsoil in spring and autumn does a lot of good things, like it smothers weeds and it reduces evaporation, saving water, and it keeps the soil moist longer. It also provides all the essential organics or soil carbon, which is referred to in permaculture as critical for your soil's health. Now, there is a classic permaculture strategy called chop and drop. It's all about taking refuse from the garden, clippings, plants, weeds, things like that, and reducing them down, as I'm just doing here with the secateurs. Now, the whole idea with this, of course, is to provide more carbon for the soil. And the more carbon in the soil, the more food you have for your microbes. So instead of collecting these things and throwing them in the bin or sending them off for recycling, make sure you just chop them, drop them, and your soil will love you for it. But how do you boost the beneficial microbes to outnumber the harmful ones, like root rots? Well, certainly adding food sources, compost and mulching the soil really does help. But you do need to do more, and if you don't, you are going to end up having challenges. So you'll note that it's most noticeable in gardens where crops have been grown continuously that diseases start to proliferate. In fact, plants can be more prone to pest attacks, and this is due to one simple thing: a lack of essential nutrients. It was quite ironic that it was scurvy that actually highlighted this particular plant. Citrus could help people with vitamin C. You see, these plants, citrus, are one of the great indicators of soil deficiencies. If they're not happy, you'll start to see a change in the colour of the foliage. And feeding them on a regular basis is vitally important. In fact, these are what you would call gross feeders, and that goes for plants like the evergreen magnolias, gardenias. There's a whole heap of them that will turn quite yellow this time of the year if you're not boosting them with the right mineral nutrients. So a complex mineral nutrient fertiliser is critical. But what makes this work so much better is the fact that it's got 26 beneficial soil microbes to activate the soil. And that means that these nutrients will be available to the plant so much quicker. Combine organics in the form of compost, mulch, or even manures and supercharge it with beneficial microbes. Put it with gross feeders like citrus and roses and stand back. The effect on the soil's health is amazing. The soil biome is alive with everything you can think of, from the larger worms we associate with healthy soils, who do so many amazing things to convert organics, to microfungi that slowly convert hard wood chunks to finer organics and nutrients that are available to plants' roots. Now, if you want to get amazing results from your garden, and let's face it, we all do, adding organics into the soil, etc., will help an awful lot. But that permaculture strategy, well, it's pretty hard to have the intensity of growth and results if you're pursuing that. You do need to boost with mineral nutrients. You do need to boost your microbes, and that's why this Trev technology is absolutely fabulous. Australian created for Australian conditions, and look at the results.